Hey everybody, how you doing? Jim Bull Talks, coming to you live from beautiful Lyman Run Lake in God's country, Potter County, Pennsylvania. So you can hear the roar of the dam. We're here at Lyman Run Lake, outside of Gailton, Pennsylvania. We're in a state park here. I've been coming to this area since I was a kid, like in the 1960s, mid-1960s. My parents would bring me here and we'd picnic and hang out at that beach over there in the summertime. This dam was rebuilt. This isn't the original dam. This dam was rebuilt probably in the 1990s, late 90s, early 2000s. They had to do some dam repair. And man, it's a beautiful winter day. It's about 45 degrees here in Potter County, Pennsylvania. We're in the Lyman Run State Park in the middle of the Susquehannock State Forest. And Canada goose hunting is permitted. DCNR, Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. So you can see the ice out on the lake there. It's been frigid cold here the last couple weeks, and it gets cold, it snows, it warms up and melts. It gets cold and it snows, and it warms up again and melts. And tomorrow we're supposed to be back down in the 30s, low 30s, with overnight temps by the weekend down in the teens and toward the single digits. So I haven't been out walking and talking to you guys for a couple weeks because we just got through our antlered deer season here in our area in Pennsylvania. We're in the mountains, north central Pennsylvania. We just got done with our antlered deer season. That's a 2-week hunting season here, and I try and stay out of the woods during that time frame. So I haven't been out for a little bit, but I wanted to come out today. I had a little bit of time this afternoon. I'm a realtor, and I've been really busy. You know, a lot of realtors take off the month of Christmas, and it's a great opportunity to serve clients and keep on working. And I've been really busy, but I had a little time this afternoon, and I thought I would just come out and do a little walk. There's a trail here behind the lake. We're going to check that out and see if it's passable. It might be iced over, I don't know. We're gonna walk out here and see what's going on. And it's funny, when I left the house it was warm. I was going out the door and my wife's like, "You got your hat and your gloves?" And I'm thinking, I don't need that, but already the hands are starting to get that little. It's about 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. It's 45 degrees, but we're getting a little breeze going here. And we're going to get into the woods in a minute. The sun's already starting to set. That's west. The sun's already starting to set behind the mountains there, so it's going to get chilly. Now, a little bit of history here. We're at Lyman Run State Park, as I mentioned, and this lake, Lyman Lake in Pennsylvania, is named after Major Isaac Lyman. He was a Revolutionary War veteran, okay? And he came here after the war and settled, was one of the first settlers here, permanent settlers in Potter County. You know, the Indians used to, already I'm getting into a bunch of ice here, so I gotta be careful because I don't want to hit the deck. I'm gonna get over here in the grass a little bit. The Indians, Iroquois, 1500s, 1600s, controlled this territory, and they bought him out, and white man came and bought him out. And but one of the first white American settlers was this Major Isaac Lyman, and he built 1809. He came here, okay, and there's a road. Can you see the guardrail over there? That's Lyman Run Road. And from what I'm seeing online, that's one of the first roads that cross the county east to west. We have PA Route 6 is the major route across there right now. But Lyman Run Road, which comes out along the lake there, runs parallel to US Route 6. And I was reading, I've been doing some reading, eerie, bumpy things that go in the middle of the night and stuff. Strange phenomena from our area over the years. There was a Leroy Lyman. Lyman's a real popular name here. There was a Leroy Lyman who lived out in Roulette area, which again is west of here. And Roulette's right on the western border of Potter County, and where it meets McKean County out there. And Leroy was known as a clairvoyant. Leroy Lyman. So, you know, sounds like Lyman was a fairly popular name here in our area. And Leroy he would help find people that were lost, and was a renowned hunter for the area. They say he killed over 3,300 deer in his time. I think he lived from like the 1820s to the 1880s. So he lived about 60 years here in God's country. And betting there's ice underneath it here, so I gotta be careful. I don't want to hit the deck. And this little trail over here, I bet's gonna be sketchy too. So bear with me. Up on top of that mountain is the Susquehannock ATV trail system. That's a 43-mile loop that goes through the Susquehannock forest. And you can see we're already losing light. I changed some settings on my camera too. I was getting a lot of blur. Should have brought my walking stick along. This is ice under here. I was getting a lot of blur. Moving through the woods and so on and so forth. So I changed my shutter speed on my recording, but it's definitely going to affect our light here when we get into the woods. So we're going to try and ease our way up through here. Again, I don't want to fall down, man. Should have my walking stick. There's ice under this snow. I'm trying to stay in the snow-covered areas. But anyhow, this Leroy Lyman was well known for his clairvoyant abilities. And Leroy said, you know, they asked him how, and it was just a short-term thing, days or weeks in advance. He couldn't predict anything long-term. But they asked Leroy, you know, how he thought he got these abilities. He said, I'm a Bible-believing man, and there's a lot of prophecies in the Bible that came true, a lot of predictions. He says, and the Lord only gives me what I need to know. And I thought that was really cool, because I'm a Christian, I'm a Jesus freak, I believe in all that stuff. And he says, the Lord only gives me what I need to know. So he would help find people lost in floods, out on hunting expeditions. And he was really good at this. And you know, there's stories about him sitting in his living room calling his partner over and saying, hey, load the wagons, there's a buck coming down over Ray Myers Hollow, which Ray Myers Hollow, I don't know, that's down in Lancaster County, York County. And sure enough, they get out there, and there he'd bag his buck. So yeah, this is definitely icy underneath. I don't know how far I'm gonna walk out through here. I should have been smart enough to bring a walking stick, and I'm not seeing anything laying on the ground that's gonna work. So we're gonna move slow. I got my selfie stick here, I guess I could use. But I wanted to get you some footage across the back of the lake here, and maybe even look up. No, not for drones, right? A lot of bald eagles, American bald eagles, that habitat around the lake here, because it's great feeding grounds, right? Lots of fish. This is a stocked Lyman Run, comes down through the valley. Native and stock trout, okay, into the lake. So yeah, this is, you can see here on the ground. I don't think I'm going to go any further. You can see our yellow markings out through there. This is a yellow mark trail that runs the whole length of the lake. And I'm just being a little weenie today because I don't want to get hurt. Christmas time's coming. I got a lot of business obligations to fulfill. in the next couple weeks before the end of the year, and I got 5, 6 grandbaby boys that are counting on me to be around for Christmas time, so don't feel like rolling down into the lake. But I did want to walk out through here. I wasn't thinking about, and this is just even enough of a sketch to get up over this little knob here. There's no easy way around it. I'm looking for a way around it. You can tell, right? Maybe I could go on the high side, but then you got all that mess up in there. So we're gonna bail. We're gonna abort. Even turning around here is sketchy. And I've been on these trails. I'll never forget years and years ago when I was just first starting to get out and do some hiking. Hit the Appalachian Trail near Duncannon. And again, a beautiful day out. The sun was shining, it was warm. Not even thinking about ice being on the trail. And if you ever hiked out of Duncannon, that would be on the east side of the Susquehanna River. It just up and back and forth and up, winds, snake winds up over that mountain. Solid sheet of ice, man. And I can just, when I step here, I can feel my feet wanting to slide out from underneath of me. So we're gonna move slow. We're gonna get back down and get across the lake and call this a day, right? So we're already coming up on that 12-minute mark. And I like to keep my videos under 20 minutes. I'll ask you guys to subscribe, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Jim Bull Talks. Now here's where it's gonna get fun, because you don't think about it when you're coming in. There's just enough of a downgrade here that I could end up on my rear end. It's a ranger station over there on the hill, the park office. There's a campground back up in the saddle there, okay? There's a lower campground down below that saddle down there. So fishing, hiking, camping here, ATV riding. You can ride your ATV right into the park here. You can't ride it into that campground. The lower campground, you can get a permit to go in there. But trail system goes not only behind us, but over there behind the ranger station. This wraps the whole way around over to Denton Hill, 43 miles through the Susquehanna State Forest, and from there you can link in to miles and miles, hundreds of miles of township roads to ride your ATV on in and around Potter and Tioga counties, and they're even working their way out to Roulette and beyond. Want to get into McKean County there. So I'm gonna move slow. Y'all can laugh at me if you want, I don't care. But Safety Sam, right? Safety Sam. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, Jim Bull Talks, because the goal is, we started 2 months ago or whatever, getting out and doing some hiking and showing you guys around, sharing some stories, okay? And we're gonna do more of that. Like I said, I had to take a 2-week hiatus for antlered deer season. I was out during archery and some bear season, had my orange on and did a little hiking and told a couple stories. But antlered deer season, I tend to stay out of the woods when bullets start flying. So you never know, man. I've been doing this way too long, and it's never on purpose, but you never want it to happen, right? Accidents seem to happen. I haven't heard anything this past year about anyone getting shot in Pennsylvania, which is good, but it does happen from time to time. So yeah, thanks for walking along, guys. We appreciate it. We're getting down off this little hill here, and it gets sketchier the further I go down, because I lose my snow cover, and you got to walk on that ice, and that's where you can get yourself into trouble. So make some comments, leave some comments. Let me know where you want to go. Potter, Tioga counties, there's tons and tons of trails to hike here. I had some plans for earlier in the fall that I got busy and didn't get an opportunity to fulfill, but we're going to get to them. We want to do some overnights and get into a tent and maybe get out and do some Sasquatch howling and see what goes down there. Y'all believe in that kind of stuff? I don't know. Gotta be real, huh? these drones flying around that they're not telling us anything about. We haven't seen anything in the skies here in Potter County, and we got some great clear skies to check out here. Cherry Springs State Park is 8 or 10 miles from here. One of the darkest star viewing areas on the East Coast, they say. East of the Mississippi, right? So come check that out. Lots to see and do here. If you want to think about a cabin or a vacation property here, Jim Bull Realtor, check me out. My wife and I, we own the Brown Bull Cafe here in Gailton. We're closed till spring. We'll open back up in March probably. Sell carports and steel buildings. Need a garage or a carport? Give me a jingle. I'm not hard to find. Leave a comment, or Facebook, Jim Bull Talks. I'm all over the internet. Jim Bull Realtor, as I mentioned. So reach out to me in that respect. If you got some good stories to share or something you've heard and want investigated here in the area, let me know. We'll check it out, okay? We'll get out and we'll do it. I'd like to go out there, but that's even iced over, and, you know, just not going to happen today. I'm going to shut up a couple minutes and just let you guys enjoy the lake view, and we'll sign off and catch up with you the next time later. Many times in the evening you can come out here, and I don't know about this time of the year, and drive up Lyman Run there real slow, and you can see the eagles nesting. They build nests over in the trees there. Oh, look at that. I don't think that's a drone. We don't see a lot of that here. We do get training flights from the Maryland National Guard. We see the C-130s. They fly 100 feet off the ground around here. Right over our house in downtown Gailton. You don't see a lot of those chemtrails though, or those streams from jets, so I don't know what's going on there or what that might be. That thing's moving pretty good. You can rent boats and canoes here and come out and fish. I think they probably allow electric trolling motors, and that's about it on the lake here. Make sure you got a fishing license, okay? Fishing game is active. And come see and do, man. There's lots to do here in God's country. I appreciate you guys walking along and listening to me babble on. Jim Bull Talks on Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, okay? Let me know where you want to go, what you want to talk about. And we're going to tell more stories. We're looking more into the history and things that have happened over the years here in this area. And we'll try and bring more of that to you. It was a great lumbering community. It was a great, the trains were here, you know, a lot of industry here in the 1800s and early 1900s. Our little town of Gailton unfortunately burned to the ground twice, most of it. Used to be a real boom town when the railroad was coming through, and even talked to one of the big lumber companies here. I was checking on a timber contract on a property I'm looking to sell, and lumber industry isn't what it was. You know, they supply hardwoods for cabinet makers and other building industry type stuff, and there's so many products are going synthetic. You know, these Trex decks and different synthetic materials to build cabinets and furniture out of, and they're hurting, man. You know, they're hurting. There's plenty of trees, plenty of lumber, but the buyers aren't out there. Hopefully our new administration, Mr. Trump, can get that turned around and get things kicking again. A lot of good things happening there already, so stay tuned for that. Really hoping this video comes out clearer with the movement than they have been, because I upped my shutter speed, and I know it's darker. It's a little tougher when you get out in the woods. See my smiling face? You can hear the water, right? Powerful, powerful force. We had that flood, Hurricane Debbie came through here back in December, and a lot of devastation, man. I know the North Carolina and Florida had way worse than what we did, but just the water coming down off these mountains through these little tributaries. It's amazing. Amazing what it can do, what it can move, what it can destroy. So keep those folks still in your prayers. The North Carolina folks are still having a real tough time. We only got the one gate open today, and maybe that's all. I guess this dam is just built really weird, but I don't build dams, so I don't know. So it looks like it all gets channeled over into that one area there. We used to ride our dirt bikes when we were kids right up. The dam would come up right to the edge of the lake. I'll show you on the other side over here. The dam we'd come off that trail system up in there. We used to be able to ride our dirt bikes on it. And this wall here, this 45-degree angle wall, was further up under the bridge there, and we could ride right up to the edge of the lake. It was really cool. So, memories, right? Come check out Lyman Run State Park. Come check out Potter County, PA, God's country. Hit me up, 717-951-5620. If you have any questions, drop me a message in the comments, send me an email. I am not hard to find. Thanks for walking along. Later.